What's going on? What's going on? Well, we back at it again. Drams on deck. Past holidays to y'all. Just want to see what we got going on right here today. I got some good ones in here. The Cavalon. This is a throwback Bookers. This one is from 2016. Off Your Rocker. Huh. I had a couple Bookers. I don't think I reviewed this specific one. But you know what? I think I'm gonna do you today. You see what time it is. You see what time it is. It's my first bottle of it, actually. You see it, Little Book. You see what time it is. The 2023 release. Yes, sir. You see the proof 118, 59.05, Little Book. I actually sampled this a while ago, and I thought this was pretty good, so I decided to pull the trigger on it. And just so you know, this is all that's in sound. You see an 18-year Kentucky straight. You see a 17-year, a 10-year rye. You see a 9-year straight bourbon, 5-year Applewood smoke barrels. You see what everything right here. So these are all the different whiskeys in it. This is chapter 7. You see it right there, Retrospect. So yeah, we'll dive all into it. Here's a little notes on it right quick. You see what time it is. So we'll dive all into this, but I'm excited to do this. This is my first Little Book ever. So this is the bottle. It looks kind of similar to the Booker's one. You see the little wax tops. You see that right there, the little string. So it has some similarities to it. It really does. So, but this is a little quick 360 of it. Nothing too special. And also, as you see right there, we also have it comes in a little wooden crate similar as the Booker's. So this is I actually like the Booker's more. See, this Little Book, so it's black on black. It's kind of hard to see. Nothing too special. But that's just, pretty much what that is right there. And in my personal opinion, I think the Booker's box is slightly better looking. Has a big Booker's on the side. But anyway, without further ado, Little Book on deck for review, chapter 7. Let's go. What's happening, baby? You see what time it is? Yes, sir. Drams on deck. Today, we got a hitter in the building. Today, we got the Little Book, Chapter 7, Retrospect on deck for review. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Now, as I said earlier, this is actually my first bottle of Little Book that I've actually bought before. I went back, saw other people reviews. Some people said that this was a really good one. I had the lucky enough, to actually try this before I bought it. And I didn't go to a bar. I didn't go to a restaurant and pay, $50 a shot. I actually was in Louisville, Kentucky. And if you've never been to Louisville, Kentucky, obviously, that's pretty much bourbon country. They have a chain of liquor stores called Liquor Barn. And there are not all of them, but there are certain liquor barns that have a tasting area in the back, which is pretty much their own in-house bar. And within that in-house bar, they have several options of high-end, domestic, single malts and bourbons and ryes and all stuff. So I actually tried it there, and believe it or not, it was relatively priced. I think, I had tried this is not a little small, just a smidgen. It was like a shot, pretty much a 1 ounce pour. I had a 1 ounce pour I want to say it was under $20. So I actually tried this, and it was good. I thought it was good, so I decided to hunt around and try it. A lot of times, the liquor stores that actually have the actual bottles don't always have it on the shelves. They have it to try, but not to buy, which is pretty much a tease. Be that as it may, this past fall. So this is probably like in, I want to say, October, November 2023. I was out there for work, and I always go to different liquor bars that have tasting areas. I tried this. I was trying several different spirits. I was trying Purple Top, Willet there. I had a birthday bourbon there. They had Weller there, Foolproof, the whole nine. So it was a lot of different nice choices. And I tried this among others. I thought it was good. So they didn't have it at the store, so I had to call around different stores to see who had it. And they didn't even have it at a liquor bar. They had to call like a little mom and pop store that on a different side of Louisville from where I was staying at. I called at least 7, 8 different spots. And the only spot that I could find that had it was that particular one. And I asked them, how much is it? And they said it was like $190. So I think the MSRP for this, if I'm not mistaken, is around it went up. So I want to say it was like maybe close to 150-ish, 125, 150 in that ballpark. If you can get it for retail, it's 125 or 150 in that ballpark. I paid $190. So with tax, you might as well say I paid $200 for it. So yes, I overpaid for it. I wouldn't necessarily say that's double or triple. It's not markup like secondhand prices, but at the same time, it was about $50 over the market, and it was the only one I could find in that area. So I just said the hell with it, because I live in Des Moines right now, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to find this one probably in Des Moines, and even if I did, it probably was only going to have one bottle, and I wouldn't be as lucky as to get it. So I just said, you know what, let me pull a trigger, and I got it. So I tried it before I bought it. I thought it was good, so that's why I'm sitting here reviewing it. This, like I said, is my first little book. I've heard the previous 6 releases. I've heard good and bad things about other ones. I've heard that I heard 1 and 2 and 3 is good. The 3 went down in trash, then wake up. So since I've never had any of them, I can't speak firsthand. That's just what I'm hearing from other different reviewers. But nevertheless, it's my first bottle little book. As you saw early on here, it is non-age stated because it's a blend of different whiskeys. You see, we have bourbons on here, rye on here. As you saw earlier in the intro, I mean, we got the oldest spirit I have in here is an 18-year bourbon, and followed by another 17-year bourbon, a 10-year rye, another 9-year bourbon, 5-year, a 4-year, another 4 years. So we have just a blend of like 7, 8 different whiskeys as you saw earlier. So, and that's a hard process, knowing how much to put. Different mash bills, different ryes, has different mash bills. So just be able to blend all that together and make it come out right is an art in itself. So without further ado, we're gonna do what we always do. We gonna nose it, we gonna taste it, and we gonna score it. So let's see right here. As you saw, it's a blend of different whiskeys. I think like they go from 4 years to 18 years. So that's a big barometer of different ages. Like I said, they're not all bourbons. They're not all rye. So, but the color is about medium amber right here. I let it open up, pour a little shot. This is the box. Like I said, I prefer the Booker box more, but it's a nice one. Nice little book. It's pretty solid as the Booker's one is. But let's see what this nose has to offer. I'm curious to see. I've had this bottle, like I said, maybe about almost 3 months now. So as you see, I'm way past the shoulder, so it's opened up some. So curious to see how it's evolved. Last time I hit this actual spirit was probably been over a month ago. So. And like I said, I like to see how it evolves and opens up through time. So, okay. It smells. I don't really pick up a huge rye. I get a little bit of rice spice, but it's not like in your face with it. I get like a little small smoke. Like there is one of these spirits in here that this is applewood smoked or something. So I get like a little, very faint hit of smoke, a little bit of some rye spice, a lot of caramel, I get a lot of oak on here too. Keep in mind, I got some 17, 18-year bourbons out here, so all that time spent in the barrel, you got to pick up some oak on it. So I'm curious to know, like I said, it's been open for a little while. I'm curious to know how when I take a shot is how it tastes, the oak, how heavy it is on the palate. But pretty much I get a little honey, vanilla, definitely oak. You get a little bit of small smoke on here, and you get a little bit of rice spice. Not bad, not bad. Without further ado, let's take this first sip and see what we got. Cheers. That's a little bit of cream. I see some legs coming down. First sip of the day. 59%. Letting this present be felt. Okay, I see you. Still evolving, but I definitely pick up some oak tannins on the back end. Get a little vanilla on there, a little caramel. But as always, I take a couple sips, let my palate open up and see what we got. So take another quick sip and further saturate my palate. Okay. Now. Okay. Definitely some caramel, oak on here, honey. I do pick up rice spice, but the first thing that hits me is the oak, followed by the caramel, vanilla. Oak, caramel, vanilla is the first thing that hit me. And I swirl around my mid palate after I pick up hints of that rice spice. Like I said, they got bourbons and rice in here. So, and then on the back end, I get a little bit of smoke. So I do get some smoke on there. not like heavy like a peated whiskey, but you get like a little small hint of smoke, which is nice. And it goes down, and then I pick up more oak tannins on a finish. So, I mean, I guess it just depends on how the age of it, not the age, but as far as how long you let it open up in different palates. To me, it tastes good, but I guess for me today, like keep in mind, my palate may sway from day to day. The first time I tried it, I don't know what, maybe the bottle was a little bit more aged. I don't know. I seem to like it slightly more when I first tried it months ago. But keep in mind, to be fair, I was taking other things. So sometimes, I had probably tried 7, 8 different whiskeys that day. And it was probably in the middle. So this is probably out of 7, 8, this is in the middle. So I might have had some things in my palate that was from previously or whatnot. But nevertheless, I like it. But for some reason, I'm not enjoying it. I'm not getting that pop of flavor that I did the first time. The first time, I think that the nuances of like the rye spice, the honey vanilla seem to be more turned up that day. Like I said, keep in mind, your palate may sway from day to day. But today, I mean, I definitely pick up more oak on here. I definitely pick up, the vanilla and stuff like that. But to me, that's kind of like classic bourbon notes. It's nothing different. Nothing I would say to wow you. I mean, if you tried a 10-year-old bourbon, I'm sure you tried oak, vanilla, and honey. So that's nothing different. But I do like that smoke flavor that it has. I do like a little bit of the rye spice, but it's not like a heavy rye because, like I said, it is mixed. But all in all, it's not bad. But but at the same time, I'm not wowed. It's 59%. I did take, as you saw after the second sip, I took a couple drops of water. So I want to see how the water opens it up. I mean, it could take it. But all in all, very good whiskey. But for some reason, it's not catching me like it did the first day. Like I said, for for a $150 bottle, you definitely want to be wowed by some factors of it. So, but today, at least right now, I'm not picking up the wow factor. It's good, but I'm not picking up the wow factor. Maybe because, like I said, this seems very, the transitions from the rye spice to the oak and vanilla. I mean, I get it, but they're there, but it just doesn't really wow me per se. So, it is it's still, like I said, it's still good. It's a good dram now. I'm not trying, but it's just not wow me. There's a difference between good and great. It's not, I want it great, not good. So, anyway, I put water in here. So let's take a sip of this with water and see if the water opens up and locks any more. I would say with the water makes it slightly better because I'm picking way more rice spice and way more caramel. That's really the main thing. The smoke is still there. You still get the smoke, but I'm not picking up quite as much oak with the water in there. I've had about maybe 6 drops of water, so I will say more of the rye spice, more, like I said, that you still get the smoke, you get the vanilla, honey, stuff like that. But the oak kind of take a back seat, which is fine because, like I said, I like oak, but I'm not a huge fan of oak. Meaning, I don't want oak to be the most prevalent tasting note, even though it was not even before the water. But I just think that it seemed to be slightly more muted as far as in the background with the oak. So I maybe because of that, and then the rice spice takes a step forward. Maybe that's the reason why I like it slightly more with the water. But all in all, good dram. I like it. Like I said, it's a mixed bag of different as you saw. So I mean it's on par with I guess you had certain certain Bookers may have some similar tastes. I couldn't tell you which one. It's been a while since I've had some Bookers, but nevertheless, like I said, I paid, might as well say $200 out the door. So for what I'm tasting today, from what I paid, I would say that my level of enjoyment is not quite $200. But if I had to rate this, 1 out of 10, 10 being the very best for me, Drams on that. And keep in mind, I'm rating this against other mixed or blended whiskeys, because like I said, this is not like a straight bourbon, So, but amongst its contemporaries, 1 out of 10, I'll give this I would give it an 8 out of 10. As far as on taste, 8 out of 10. So it's good, but it's just not great to me. When you get to 8.75 or above, that's great. To me, it's good. It's very pretty good. It's above average. Don't get me wrong. But I wouldn't necessarily say if I had an opportunity to buy this again or back this bottle up, I would definitely pass. I would be a good pass for me personally. But that doesn't mean it's not good. I mean, if you could try it, give it a shot. But for me, I just think that it's good, but not great. I think you get, like I said, it's just, I think that different between this and other whiskeys that I've had, just I think that smoke flavor is what stands out to me the most. You get a lot more oak and a little bit more oak, but I think the smoke flavor from this was applewood smoke one or whatever. I think that really you can taste that, and I like that because you don't get that in every bourbon. So that adds character to it because it's different from the norm. But outside of that smoke flavor, I mean, there's not too much I've tried in here that I haven't had before or better. So, in my personal opinion, good but not great. 8 out of 10 for me on taste factor. Like I said, I paid over. So, but I get, like I said, you have so many different, 8, 17, 18 years. So I guess that's inherent. Like that's why the price point may be what it is. But I like it. But don't love it. I'm not in love with it, but I like it. So I wouldn't buy it again. But I do like that I have it. So, like I said, 8 out of 10, little book. Chapter 7, Retrospect. Hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. They won't cost you a thing. And also, if you're a fan of my YouTube page, there's a link for my Instagram page that's in the description box. If you hit that link, you'll see some of me. I have some tasting reviews on my Instagram page that I did as I told you earlier, when I was at the store in Louisville, Liquor Barn. I did a couple reviews of a couple of spirits in there. So not necessarily of this one, but of other ones. So if you got some time, check that out. And like I said, man, all in all, hope everyone's enjoying their 2024. Hope everyone's having a blessed year so far. But all in all, like I said, I like it, but I'm not necessarily in love with it. So if you had this bottle, let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'm curious to know what you think of this. But tying out, hope everyone's having a great year so far. Drams on deck. Yes, sir.